On this edition, the Sports Desk dives into the Olympic sport of swimming, where the competition starts early if you're a young gun. Plus, the city hosts an international surf festival. It brings its own style to the biggest sport in the world right here on Torrance Beach. And a feel-good story to add to an accident of a former football star. It's affecting people from all over the area. And this recent grad made a lasting impression on their school, family, and sport. We check out where he's headed this fall. There's still some time left to get into some summer fun for the kiddos who want to have more than just fun. Stay right here because the Sports Desk starts right now. Hello and welcome to the Sports Desk. What a great time to be a sports fan and a proud American. Torrance actually has some bragging rights regarding the Olympic Games. That is right. Bishop Montgomery graduate Carmelita Jeter is doing outstanding things on the track, and she'll probably have more hardware around her neck by the end of the Games. So congratulations to you. Let's go and talk something a little bit Olympics as well. Every Olympian starts their training somewhere, and at the Torrance Plunge, the level of competition is high and begins at a young age. Sports Desk reporter Brittany Johnson met up with a few Olympic hopefuls.
It's packed here today at the Torrance City Plunge, where kids came out to brush up on their swimming skills. Taking place right now is the pre-competitive swim class. There are lifeguards and aquatic instructors on deck to ensure safety and to teach children how to become accomplished swimmers.
For pre-competitive, it's for the kids who are ready to join a swim team and just need to work on stroke technique and like reading the clock and flip turns and some of the more advanced stuff versus the other levels where the kids may not know how to swim at all.
While teaching these kids the proper way to dive into the pool and do flip turns, the instructors also teach them pool safety instructions as well as make sure the students know how to perform CPR.
I learned a lot of breathing, like controlling my breath, and yeah, it's a lot about breathing and your arms stroking.
To become a lifeguard, you must be American Red Cross certified, and to be an aquatics instructor here at the Plunge, there are even more qualifications that you must have.
We have to go through swim tests and rescues. We've had teaching workshops for special needs kids with autism and such, and we've had a Parent and Me workshops where we teach those classes as well.
The instructors break up the pre-competitive swim class into different levels. The kids are observed on their swimming skills and then broken up from pre-comp high to pre-comp low. This class focuses on perfecting the 4 competitive strokes, racing starts, and turns. Participants in this class must be able to swim 100 yards front crawl, breaststroke, as well as the backstroke. Are you guys going to be giving away any gold medals today for the pre-competitive swim?
Let's hope so.
I wish we could.
Gold medals would be great, but these kids are far away from the Olympics, and as of right now, they are just happy to be getting some fun in the sun. So what's the best thing about being out here?
The water, because I love water. But when I was young, I was so afraid. I still remember it.
Did the swim classes help you become less afraid of the water?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you want to, when you get older, do you want to join like a swim team?
Yeah, maybe even the Olympics.
It's pretty much the greatest job in the world. We're out here having fun. We're out with a bunch of kids, teaching kids. I mean, we all love the water. That's why we're lifeguards. So it's, to us and to me, it's the greatest job that anyone could ask for.
Like nothing compares to this. You like get a tan, you get to be out in the sun with all these kids. It's great.
You can come on out here and work on your tan with Yumi while doing the hokey pokey.
Left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Or while you're out here working on your backstroke. Reporting in Torrance, I'm Brittany Johnson for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Brittany, for the story. It makes me want to do the hokey pokey now. For more information on the classes at the Plunge and that pre-competitive team and classes, call 310-618-5771. And there's more to the beach this summer than surf. The Surf Festival brings the sand soccer tournament to Torrance Beach. We kick it up right after this short break, so stick around.
Another adventure with Savings Man.
Oh dear, I can't afford that.
Charge it. You can pay it off later.
Not so fast, credit card guy.
Savings Man.
Don't let him entice you, ma'am. Credit card guy can lead you to big trouble. You need a savings plan.
You're right, Savings Man.
Get this ballpark estimate worksheet at choosetosave.org. It will help you get started.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and get your ballpark estimate today.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
We are at the Henry Baby basketball camp, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
That's right, you are watching the Sports Desk. Those kids are awfully cute. Along with the sun, the International Surf Festival soaked the South Bay beaches this last week, and the city of Torrance hosted the festival and all of the favorite sand soccer tournament. Jenny Phillips brings us the story of who bends it like Beckham in the difficult version of the world's favorite game.
The International Surf Festival is so packed with events that there's something for everyone. But for Torrance, the Sand Soccer Challenge is perhaps the highlight of the week.
People get wind of it and they come down. Everybody wants to play on the beach, and we try to keep it as local and community as possible because everybody wants to come down and play anyway.
Here, both serious and recreational soccer players culminate annually for a fun weekend tournament at the beach, where a challenging twist is thrown into the game.
All the girls that are on my team, we all play club soccer together, so coming from turf and grass to sand is so hard, but it's so much fun.
We go to the beach right after the game, so it's really fun, and it's not like serious, so it's fun in the sand.
While there's no denying the competitive nature of the tournament, players of all levels are encouraged to take part in the action.
There's really a level for everybody and all players, whether you come from a competitive club environment or more of a recreational AYSO environment. Everybody seems to have a great time with it, and the level of competition's appropriate for all ages.
And when the soccer is over, teammates and opponents alike take advantage of the beach together.
As soon as there's a hard game, real competitive game finished, all the kids collectively take off their t-shirts and dive in the surf. So it's both teams that were just going hard at it. They all just, and they're in the water together, surfing and body surfing and everything. That's community to me. It's the best thing of it.
The Sand Soccer Challenge is becoming a growing tradition, not only as part of the International Surf Festival, but for the city of Torrance as well. The unique combination of competition and community-oriented fun that it offers makes it a favorite event for everyone. From Torrance Beach, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Jenny, for the story. If you've never tried sand soccer, you should. It's a good workout while gaining better soccer technique. Let's now talk about one of my favorite stories this summer. That's right, the City of Torrance summer camps. Jenny Phillips is here to tell you about the Torrance Sports Day Camp over at Wilson Park.
Boys and girls ages 7 to 14 flock to the Wilson Sports Camp every summer, where they get to choose from a variety of sports to play all week here at Wilson Park. No matter what sports or activities they're doing, campers always have a great time here. Such a great time, in fact, they often return year after year.
Because it's always fun, and I beg my parents because it's so fun.
Despite the variety of sports here, many campers have a favorite.
I like all the sports, but volleyball mainly.
11-year-old Alana never gets sick of the variety of activities, but she can't seem to tear herself away from her favorite sport every time she's at camp.
It's really fun, and we do so many activities, and every year I do cheer and dance.
For other campers, favorites change over time, but that's part of the beauty of the Wilson Sports Camp. The variety accommodates kids' ever-changing preferences.
I used to do soccer, and then I started to get into basketball.
Running the camp is also a meaningful experience for the counselors. Camp Counselor Junior explains why it's rewarding to work at the Wilson Sports Camp.
Interacting with all the kids, making sure they're having fun this summer, and making sure they learn new things at the sports that they participate in.
Wilson Sports Camp is going on for 10 weeks this summer, and judging by how much fun these kids are having, it is sure to always be packed. I mean, playing all day in the sun with your friends, who wouldn't want to be here? From Wilson Park, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
Hey, thanks again, Jenny, for the information. If you're interested in attending the Torrance Sports Day Camp, there's still an opportunity. Check out the remaining dates and fun excursions. Boomers 1 week and Mulligans the next. Oh, what summer fun. Call the number on your screen, the regular registration number, 618-2720, to register. And don't forget about the Henry Bibby Basketball Camp that's going on August 27th over at the D. Hardison Rec Center. But coming up after the break, we get to know one of North High's school's most favorite wrestlers. And he just graduated. We're going to see where he's going to in the fall.
What are you doing, dear?
My finances. Every week I divide my allowance, some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back.
Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
My legs, sometimes they'll go numb.
I had double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Well, the beginning is the hardest time.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
I was a dancer. I don't see walking the way I walk any different than doing a dance. It just looks different. It's a different dance.
You see me have an off day, it doesn't take away from who I am.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
But I would exercise every day.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
To make a lot of changes in my life and just adapt to it.
I'm going to acknowledge its presence. I'm not going to discount it. But at the same time, I'm going to try my best to not let it stop me.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
A lot of the 2012 grads are getting ready for college, and we're going to take a look at what a couple of the stellar athletes are going to be doing in the fall on this show in the next. And this story is about Johnson Mai. Hard work and dedication have driven him to win numerous awards and also receive a full ride to college. So just how many awards has Mai racked up, and where will we see him on the mat next year? Sports Desk reporter Brittany Johnson has a story.
We finally caught up with Johnson Mai after the wrestling season to discuss all of his accomplishments. While high school soon may be coming to an end, he tells me this is just the beginning. 3-time league champ, 3-time CIF champ, 2 times Masters finalist, 3 times Masters placer, a Masters champion, 2-time state finalist, and a state champ. You all know who I'm talking about, none other than the man you see right there on the mat, the Saxon's own Johnson Mai. He is the South Bay's first state wrestling champion since 1990. So you're stepping up on the mat and you look at your opponent. What's the first thing that goes through your head?
Nothing really, just go out there and wrestle. Just do what I do.
What do you do?
I want to win. I'm winning. Sometimes I lose too, so it's,
He may be all fun and games here, but when he steps on that mat, his game is no joke. This season, Mai finished 44-4. Head coach Luke Santos told me when a player is that good, it challenges him as a coach on how to present a player such as Mai with greater expectations.
As he progressed, the challenges kind of changed, you know, and towards the end, it kind of became a challenge for us to present challenges to him, you know, to mix it up. But he did a really good job of working towards, you know, dominating competition as opposed to just, you know, winning didn't get boring the way he won. He challenged himself with the way he won.
Coach Santos would describe Mai's wrestling style as being very technical. He says Mai sets things up and always has a game plan. He also says the adjustments Mai makes on the mat set him apart from other wrestlers.
He makes good transitions from being physical in a match to being very technical to slowing it down to picking it up.
Mai is not the only wrestler in his family that has experienced success as a Saxon. He has two older brothers, Kevin and Kenny, that have their own list of achievements. Despite all of the awards between the brothers, Mai says they get along great.
It's a pretty good relationship, you know. And they've helped me out many times, you know. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
But in regards to him and his brothers, when he was a sophomore, they just used to beat him up and be physical. And it was one of those things where he was probably at 90 pounds, and he would go.
Freshman year too.
In your freshman year. But I remember his sophomore year because that's when he really started being competitive. Was he had to learn how to wrestle guys bigger than him because he's only like 90-something pounds. And so he'd get in there with his brothers they're cutting down, you know, they're cutting weight. And, you know, he'd get in on a shot and he would fight for things and he would start to irritate them. He'd start to get on their nerves because he started getting better. So they had to get physical and so they would just to make a point, they would beat him up. So they made him tough. They have a lot to do with why he's where he's at.
Throughout his years at North, Mai has had a tremendous amount of support from not only the administration, but also from the community. Fundraisers were held to help send Mai to different tournaments and to be able to compete in different styles of wrestling. His wrestling may have won over the community, but his parents weren't his biggest fans at first. They wanted him to focus on his education instead of sports. But now, after all of his success, he says they're happy for him.
They're pretty excited now. Now they know, you know. Like they can brag about to their friends and say, "Oh, my son's gonna like." You really do. I'm not even gonna lie.
And before our time was up, you know we had to hit the mat.
All right, so pretty much, I mean, it's kind of weird, but you tie up, like head to head kind of thing. Put your shoulder right here.
My shoulder?
No, I mean your hand right here. Right here. I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna use my hand and press into me, and I'm gonna use this hand to block. And I'm just gonna
All right, so that's the last time you will see Johnson Mai on the mat for the Saxons. In the fall, he will be attending Columbia University in New York, but he assured me that he will be back. Reporting from North High, I'm Brittany Johnson for the Sports Desk.
Sports Desk viewers are going to miss Johnson Mai. I know I will. Thanks, Brittany, for that story, and Johnson and Coach Santos for the interviews. This is a quick hit list of Mai's accomplishments while at North. It's so long that I won't get into all of it, but I'm sure he's going to remember being a state champion and wrestling at that national tournament. But most likely, and I think I remember him telling me this in last year's interview piece we did with him, he's going to remember the times in the North Gym. And he will be at Columbia University on scholarship this fall. He will also be wrestling for the university's wrestling team as well. We have a couple of athletes that we're going to tell you about that graduated in 2012. So you want to go ahead and check out this next show after this to find out where Nicole Nataki is going. She got a scholarship. But coming up after the break, there's more to South football than meets the eye. The players come out to support one of their own.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults 15 to 29. And one person dies from melanoma every hour. It's time. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
You could choose to join a gang. You could try the latest drugs. You could even choose to drop out of school. You can try to avoid the difficulties in life with a quick fix, or you can face them head on. She did. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Life is full of challenges, and there are those that relish the chance to tackle them head on. Pun intended. Football player and South alum Nick Ekbatani is forging ahead with a new lifestyle after losing part of his leg in a motorcycle accident. But it's definitely easier to battle when you've got a little help from some friends. After Nick Ekbatani's accident, it became less about the bad and more about the good lessons to be learned. The South football team and other students rallied around a car wash fundraiser. Nick Sanders is a friend of Ekbatani's who organized a car wash and says a lot can be learned from the fundraiser and Nick.
So I think it's got a good impact as far as just being there for somebody else, you know, and it shows that the Spartan football alumni, they're there for each other no matter what. You can be from 1975 or 2012 and you're going to be there for each other. So it's an awesome thing over here.
Ekbatani's family is moved by the outpouring of support and love from the community. His mother, Tracy Ekbatani, wants everyone to know how much they appreciate it.
This is overwhelming. I'm so appreciative, and my heart is just so, it's just hug everybody so much for what they're doing. It's incredible, and my son is very thankful. Nick just wants to thank everybody out there who is doing everything they can for him, and he just loves everybody that is doing this for him. And this is just an overwhelming thing.
South football coach Josh Waybright is a big supporter of Nick, and Waybright's coaching doesn't end on the football field. He's a voice of direction that Nick needs during a time like this.
Treated him like I've always treated him and said, you know, you're going to have to fight this. You know, you're still alive, you got your health, you know, and we're going to battle it. And we're here to help, and anything we can do for you, we're going to do for you. But I need you to be tough right now.
Tough is Nick's middle name. He's continuing to improve in his physical therapy and is looking forward to one day competing in the Paralympics. And the car wash actually raised over $4,000. So that's a good job by Kim Macedo, who's been doing some great fundraising, as well as Nick Sanders and the entire South crew. And of course, everyone who went through the car wash and got your car cleaned. For more information, you can always go look up online to see where else you can help. Now is the time you can let us know something we don't. We're going to give you a chance to take a look at the information on our screen. Give us a call at 618-5762. You can always email us at the SportsDesk at thesportsdesk@torranceca.gov. And don't forget, you can see all of our shows online on our website, and our YouTube Torrance City Cable channel has This Week in Torrance, and of course the wonderful SportsDesk from the last 2 years. You can take a look at everything there. Now, this is something you don't want to forget. It's the annual Aquacade happening over at the Plunge. It is synchronized swimming at its best. The dates are August 17th and 18th. It's a show you don't want to miss. Tickets are reasonably priced, and it's a great way to spend a summer night with the family. And that is all we have for you on this edition of the Sports Desk. So until next time, Torrance, play hard.